Guys, AC here. Welcome to another review. Today I want to talk about another budget fragrance. Let's talk about synthetic but very nice smelling fragrance called Zadig and Voltaire. This is Him. There are quite a few flankers to this one. There's one which was released last year, I believe, called Let's Rock or something. I've only tried it fleetingly. I like it. Like that was one as well. But this one, it is fantastic. So, released in 2016. There are two parfumers, one whose work I'm not too aware of. His name is Aurélien Guichard. And the other one is Natalie Lawson, who I think is the queen of budget fragrances. Absolutely fantastic lady. I've reviewed quite a few of her fragrances, and every time I review her fragrance, it puts a smile on my face because I know that it's going to be a very fine fragrance, right? So, a lot of people automatically assume that if a fragrance is budget, that is, it's cheap, it's going to smell cheap. Or the other way, if it's expensive, it's going to smell expensive. I had an interesting conversation with one of my friends on Instagram this morning, and it was along these lines, A cost of a fragrance has nothing to do with the actual smell and the quality. Sometimes the quality is dependent on the price, but most time it's got nothing to do with it. It's basically the dedication of the parfumer and the willingness of the organization, the company, to produce something worthwhile. There's so many cheapies I've reviewed recently. I mean, take for example Tunnel Icon. I reviewed recently Azzaro Visit. Those fragrances, you put a different sticker on them, and you can easily sell them for twice or maybe three times the price. So I think price has got nothing to do. Sometimes it has, I understand, but most times it's basically the work of the artist, the parfumer, and the willingness of the brand to give you something nice. I mean, there's so many, really bad fragrances released by firms like YSL EDT. I mean, what a rubbish fragrance that is. And it was basically selling for 60 or 70 pounds for 100 ml. It's probably not worth the bottle it was packaged in. Another one I can remember is Azzaro Wanted by Night. It's unfinished. When you smell it, there's this cinnamon note which just hovers around it like a ghost. It's unfinished. It smells unfinished. So there are many examples where I can quote where it will lead you to believe that, don't judge a fragrance by the actual price it's being retailed at or available in the discounters and the name. Just smell it and make your own decision. So anyways, sorry about that rant, but I wanted to say that because I've been reviewing a lot of synthetic cheapies, excuse me. I've got a bit of a cold and a bit of a stuffy chest. So anyways, I've been reviewing these cheap fragrances and I'm absolutely enjoying them. I'm reviewing them because I'm enjoying them, not because I want to make a statement or something. So, how does it start off? Very synthetic, but extremely wonderful to smell. This has got what I have now recognized as this synthetic woody note, ISOE Super. Tons of it. Tons. Bucket loads. So, it smells like a smoky, woody, peppery, bright scent. So the notes are basically grapefruit. Ooh, it's strong. And pepper. Along with, it says sandalwood, but I don't get that sandalwood that I'm used to. And sandalwood is a note I know very well. But I do get that cedar note, which I also smelt in Azzaro Visit, which I reviewed very recently. So it's got that synthetic woody note. It's got this pepper note. And it's got this bright grapefruit. And there is the most interesting bit about this fragrance, this incense, which initially is smoky, woody, and then it turns smoky and sort of creamy, which which straight away pulls this fragrance in the expensive category. Now let me give you an example. The kind of pepper and incense I'm smelling here is what you smell in the opening of a very expensive fragrance. Amouage Journey. Okay, man. This is £160 fragrance. This uses Sichuan pepper. This is very, very sharp. I'm not saying it smells like Journey, but it reminds me of the beginning or the opening of Journey. Yeah, Journey has this beautiful vanilla, nice sandalwood, and incense. So it slightly reminds me of the opening of Journeyman. Can't match Journeyman at all. Journeyman is a fantastic fragrance. But the opening, when it starts to dry down, the fragrance loses some of its smokiness. And what comes through is this sort of creamy, soapy vanilla with the sort of soft sandalwood, synthetic sandalwood that I have smelt in Bleu de Chanel parfum. It's synthetic, soft, spongy type smell. Sorry. It's very, that sandalwood is what reminds me of Eau de Parfum Bleu de Chanel. So it's there. Now, vanilla, soapy vanilla, reminds me of another fragrance, but it doesn't smell like it, but I've reviewed it. Prada, Amber Pearl. I'm running out, so I've got to get a new bottle. Soapy vanilla. What a beautiful fragrance this is. So this one has this soapy vanilla. It doesn't remind me, it doesn't smell like Prada Amber, but it reminds me of Prada Amber. The soapiness is here, very evident. Now, the most important thing, incense and vanilla is a combination which I think is very creative, and there's one fragrance which is critically acclaimed. Yeah, it's called Eau Duel. The whole thing revolves around incense and vanilla, yin and yang, dark and bright. It's just amazing. This fragrance is stunning. This one, Zadig and Voltaire, doesn't smell like it, but the concept is of a very highly, valued, revered fragrance. I've reviewed this one. You can check it out. So this is not a slouch, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It uses so many creative concepts. It's not a slouch. So good and bad. Yeah, pros and cons. Number one pro, this is a creative fragrance. Very, very creative fragrance for very little money, right? These sort of fragrances are few and far in between, Love it, right? Number two, great performance. This thing will stay on your skin for at least 16 hours, if not more, right? So longevity is stunning. Projection, again, 3 to 4 hours for at least 1.5 arms length. Yeah, so go easy if you're going to wear this to work. I like to wear this to work, and I've worn quite a lot of it to work. I love it. So wear this in moderation because this has got stunning performance. Yeah. Number 3 pro. I love the composition because this is masculine and modern, right? For very little money. So today's fragrances normally go into sweet direction, slightly juvenile. This is not. This is professional, masculine because of that cedar type smell in the opening. Then this beautiful soapy vanilla which makes the fragrance quite elegant and sophisticated. Then it's got this very aromatic sort of vibe to it in its dry down. Possibly because of that sandalwood, vanilla and incense plus the pepper playing its role. So a few notes but beautifully orchestrated. That's the gem. That's the thing I was talking about. The Parfumers' real caliber comes out when they do something like this for so little money. So those are the 3 pros, I would say. Downsides. Synthetic composition. See, this is not going to appeal to people who don't like synthetic fragrances. And I've done quite a few synthetic fragrances recently. Everybody has their own, priorities. This may not suit them. Number 2, limited wearability. I have tested this now in winter. I bought it in winter. Somehow, this one smells a lot darker and less dimensions come out when it's very cold, right? So this is not suitable for cold weather, although it might look like a cold weather fragrance. Doesn't work. It smells the best in spring and in autumn, when the temperature is slightly above freezing. So I would say anything between 10 and 20 degrees is ideal, right, for this fragrance. And it smells amazing when it's cloudy outside. So limited wearability. Compliment factor. Now, this is a real sort of crowd pleaser. I wouldn't say you would offend anybody. So it has the potential, although I haven't received any compliments yet. But I wear it very light. I will probably go 1 or 2 sprays here and here and a couple sprays under my shirt, my usual routine, just to remind myself of my fragrance. So this has got the potential. It's a very aromatic and dry fragrance. Very masculine and modern because of the sandalwood and that cedar note that you get. And the pepper as well. So yeah, pretty decent sort of smell that might get you a compliment too. I haven't received any. Age groups, slightly mature because of its serious nature, especially if you're wearing it in cold weather. Slightly mature, 25 plus. It's very professional. So where to wear it? Excuse me. Where to wear this? I would wear this anywhere where I feel that I want to portray the image of a slightly sophisticated and slightly reserved person. So I wouldn't wear this to date, maybe to the first date, definitely not. But subsequent dates when the lady knows me, I might wear this because it's got this very charming, slightly mysterious, but very, very sophisticated sort of smell. There's nothing cheap about this one. It's quite sophisticated, quite classy. So anywhere you want to project that image, could be any gathering you're going to or work, just go easy on the spray if you're wearing this to work. It projects quite a bit. So I think I've covered all aspects. Marks out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, right? Because of the reasons I've explained. But it's a very, very nice cheapie. If you look hard enough, you can get 100 ml for 30-35 pounds. So excellent value for money. 7 out of 10. Hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.